Hello, good morning. Today's Chaf Hey Kislev. Happy Chanukah, everybody. We are starting chapter 3 of Tanya. And just to recap where we're holding in Tanya right now, the Alter Rebbe has introduced us to the Tzaddik, the Beinoni, and the Rasha. And he described it's not about how many deeds are good or bad, but it's more about what is the dominating force in your life. Do you have the Yetzer Tov driving you? You're a Tzaddik. Is the Yetzer Hara driving you? You're a Rasha. If both have influence over you, that's the Beinoni. And then we described further that the Beinoni has two souls within him. He has the Nefesh Elokis and he has the Nefesh Bahamis. The Nefesh Bahamis, we said, is what becomes part of his body and has his natural and physical makeup, and it has a good side and a bad side. It could have positive traits like fire could be passionate or fire could be pride and anger. So that's the Nefesh Bahamis. It's a physical, what becomes our personalities. Now, in last chapter in Parak Beis, he described the Nefesh Elokis is a piece of God that is within each and every one of us, that it is a literal piece from his brain into our bodies, and we all have the same source. And today, we will take this a step further and describe a little more in detail the anatomy of this Nefesh Elokis. So first he starts off by saying that there are three main levels. There's a Nefesh, Ruach, and Neshama. The Nefesh is the part of the body that is a part of the soul, that is associated with the body. It is the part that animates us and goes in. It's the lively force that gives this body its functionality. Ruach is directly mirroring that, but in a spiritual sense. It has all the same faculties that will be found in our bodies, in our brains, in our power, but it is in a spiritual potential, whereas in the Nefesh, it's more in actualization. And the Neshama level, this is the highest one, it is nothing to do with the body. It will eventually trickle down and it goes through the Ruach and through into the Neshama, but in and of itself does not have anything to do with the body. These are the three levels of soul. Now each of these are also comprised of the 10 Sfiros. When Hashem wanted to create the world, so before creation, he was this amorphous energy, just pure, unfiltered, unorganized, just endless energy. Ein Sof. And then, in order for him to make creation, he needed to start defining and structuring. So he came up with the 10 Sfiros. 10 Sfiros are basically broken down into two groups of Seichel and Midas. Your intellectual properties and your emotional properties. The intellectual process has three divisions as well. There's Chachma, Bina, and Das. That first I have an idea, and then I develop that idea, and then I meditate on this idea until it becomes a part of me. And then through that, it gives birth to the 7 emotions, the 7 midas, to have love for a thing or hate for a thing. An example can be, I had a thought. We're sitting around with a bunch of friends, and it's Chanukah, we want to make a party. So that's the original thought, and within that thought, the entire evening, the entire event is present. I want to make a party, that includes food, music, people, but I don't know yet what food, what music. So that's Bina. Let's think this out. Who are we going to invite? What's going to be on the menu? What kind of food, where's the donuts coming from? Where are the latkes? And then as we're deciding, and then finally we finalize on some details, okay, it's going to be at 7 o'clock at his house, and it's going to be, with this band and with that. So once I have it settled, and now I have this excitement, I have a party coming, and that gives birth to the emotion of excitement. When it was just an idea, I bring it up to my friends like, hey, let's have a party. They're like, okay, that's cool. Oh, we're going to have this kind of food. Like, interesting. And we start dealing it out. But then once it becomes official and it's settled, and we settled on a plan, everybody's really excited. They can now envision the plan, and that's Das, where it becomes a part of you and then gives birth to an emotion. So we will go into tomorrow's class. They will discuss an exact thought process that could give us the capability of giving birth to the emotions of love and fear for God. So that is today's lesson, is just showing us the basic anatomy of what we are comprised of, these 10 Sfiros, these 10 emotional and intellectual states. And tomorrow we'll see how we put them to good use. Have a wonderful day.